Good morning, good looking people, and you're good looking because you're always looking, and of course, you are finding the good in everything and in everybody. Hope you're well. Hope you had a great week so far. Hope everybody's healthy and wishing you all lots of success. Well, today is the 20th of Shevat, and today we're discussing washing our hands for bread. So, the concept is that when we go to wash for bread, there are different minhagim out there, and today we're talking about the Chabad minhag, which is we fill up the Nagelwasser cup or the washing cup full of water. We pour 3 on the right, making sure we cover from the wrist all the way down. Then 3 on the left-hand side, covering from the wrist all the way down. As well as there's another part of the minhag to leave a little bit of water left cupped in your left hand. And with that, when you're done, to completely wash the hands together, you lift your hands up, and then you make the bracha al netilas yadayim. What's very interesting about what's being brought up today is over the last 2 days, we've been talking about really getting in touch with God. 2 days ago, we talked about when we learn, not only just to learn, but to make it part of us, so that when we're able to give it over, it affects our conduct, that our training, the way we do things should mimic what we're learning. The second thing we learned was yesterday about knowing Hashem. That not only just to say, hey, I know Hashem, but again, my conduct, the way I act needs to be in the same correlation that I know Hashem. I'm behaving like I know Hashem. And what's being brought up today is the same concept of that. There's a small story at the end, and we'll get to it, about how the body reacts by knowing God and following the halachic traditions. So let's read the Hayom Yom inside, give you a couple of notes through the Hayom Yom, and then we'll go to a short story of the Rebbe Rashab and the message of the day. So for the 20th of Shevat, let's read inside. My revered father, the Rebbe Rashab, writes in a letter that according to the Hagos Oshri and the glosses of Rebbe Yisrael of Krems to the halacha commentary of Rabbeinu Asher, this specific commentary, when you wash your hands for a meal, we should pour water from a vessel 3 times consecutively over each hand. My revered father, the Rebbe Marash, would conduct himself in this manner. He would leave a little water from the third pouring in the palm of his left hand, and then he would rub this over both hands as such. So there's a couple of points that are being brought out today, and let's go through them from the top down. First of all, the quote of the day is the Hagos Oshri, and just a quick note, the Oshri was Rabbeinu Asher, and what's also interesting today is today marks the birthday of Asher, the son of Yaakov. One of the 12 tribes is Asher. So it's an interesting connection that they quote today the Rabbeinu Oshri, and it's Asher's birthday. Now, bringing up all this washing and how we do it, what does it have to do with the Parsha of the day or the Parsha of the week? So we are learning Parshas Yisro. And what happened? Moshe went out to meet his father-in-law and greet him. And what did they do? It says they sat down to have a meal and eat bread. And being that they were having a meal, and being that they're eating bread, and we have a minhag, and our tradition is to wash before eating bread, that's why this concept is being brought up today. Now, finishing off with an interesting story. So the Rebbe Rashab was sitting at a table, and he was sitting with a lot of prominent people, and as he went to wash, he washed his hands accordingly, 3 on each side, and as he sat down to eat, one of the people asked the Rebbe Rashab, what is the source for washing in that manner of putting 3 on each hand? So the Rebbe Rashab responded, I'm really not sure what the source is, but I know this. He says, before my bar mitzvah, based on an instruction from his father, the Rebbe Rashab, who says, I trained every organ of my body to act in accordance of halacha. Think about that. He said he had trained every organ in his body that at all times it would always be acting in accordance to the traditions and halacha. And he says, so if I wash 3 times, and this is the way I do it, it must be clearly that may be the source that you're supposed to wash 3 times on each hand. It's a very powerful message that the Rebbe Rashav is just saying the fact that his organs would operate according to halacha, that would be the source for doing 3 times on each hand. This is the message of the day. This is the concept. Of course, we have to wash properly, and all the segulas and everything that comes with washing for bread and benching and all the blessings that come from that as well. But from what we see from the Rebbe Rashav here is that it's one thing to know God, but it's another thing that your manners and you're conducting yourself and according to God, like we've been mentioning the last couple days. And the Rebbe Rashav here shows us that this is possible. Of course, God willing, maybe one day we can get to that level, but it's important that everything that we do, everything in our system, everything that we are in the middle of doing, we should be conscious and we should try to do our best to operate according to halacha and not just read things, not just know things, but actually operate the same way. Have a great week. Have a great and successful day. And again, keep this in mind as you are washing to have a meal. Have a great day. Bye-bye.